Okay, now I'm going to create the database tables. So for that, as I show you how I'm going to create the tables, we're going to create the tables. For the table requirement, what we can just go to our like go to our this in here. So if I scroll down a little bit, for the go to the tutor application. So in the C prerequisite, we can see which table is needed, like the users table. After that, we need the history table. So let's create this table from here. First of all, we're going to use the two tier. Then we're going to create these tables for the users and the history. Okay, so let's just do that. Let me exit it from here. Okay, so my database, let's just go to sudo su, then MySQL. Okay, so in here, if I see my databases, show databases, sorry, show databases. See, this is a two tier. I'm going to use this one. So for that, use two tier. The database is changed. If I use show tables, let's see if every table is in here or not. See, there is no table in here. So for that, what I can do, I can create a table for the user. So for that, the command is create table. Now the table name, which will be users. After that, I can specify the ID, and the ID value is integer. And after the integer, previously as I showed you, like after giving the ID, I have to give the ID value every time. So if you don't want to that, like if you want every time a new data inserted in this table, the ID value will increase automatically, like an auto increment. For that, what you can specify, like not null, means the ID value will not be null, and it will in increment auto increment. So it will not be null, and it will automatically increment whenever a new data is inserted in here. So after that, what you're going to do is specify the value. One will be the email and another will be the password. All of them are in the in the GitLab repo prerequisite section. So for that, email, and the email is varchar, then 100. After that, the password, which shall be the varchar, and 100 is the limit. Okay, so now we're going to create a table user where ID should not be null, and it will be automatically increment, and the email is the varchar and its limit is 100, and the password is the type is also varchar where its character limit is also 100. So we can also specify not null on these sections also, but we're going to do that. Just hit enter. Okay, there can be only one. Okay, sorry. For if you want to use like auto increment, you have to use the primary key also. If you don't use the primary key, so you will get this kind of error. So let's just copy this, paste it. So at the end of it, what you have to do, you have to specify the primary key. So give the primary key, and the primary key will be the ID, this one. Now if I hit enter, see correct. So if I see show tables now, the user table is created. So for the same way, I'm going to create the history table. So for that, create table history. I can do the same thing for the ID, which will be integer, not, sorry, ID integer, then not null, then it will be increment, auto increment. Then what field we have? We have the response. If you want to see, you can just go to the lab, the prerequisite, you can see. We have a number, we have a response, we have type, and we have the time step to set my the time whenever this data is being inserted. So let's go in here. So the first one is the number, which is varchar. I just give the character limit for this to 100. Then after the number, we have like the response, the virtual, also give 100. After that, what we can have, what do we have else? Let's see. Okay, we give the number, we give the response, the type, and the timestamp. Okay, so after that, we have type, virtual 100. Then for the timestamp. Okay, so the time I'm going to, if you want to get the exact time where the data is being inserted, we can use this format. The time, then the timestamp, then default, AULT, sorry, EFAULT, default, current time stamp, default current stamp. Okay, so it will actually store the current time that the data has been inserted in this table. Timestamp, default, current timestamp, and after that I have to specify the primary key again. Primary key, which is the ID. Tab and hit enter. So if I see the tables, see now two of my table has been created.